Shalom, all praises, glory, and the highest honors to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Racha, Quadash, double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, and Shalom to the hopeful elect of the nation of Israel worldwide. So, in this video, I'm going to look at the European Central Bank's, the Euro notes, okay, which there is 5 euro note, 10 euro note, 20, 50, 10, 100 and 200 euro notes. And this video is because, of course, we know that in the dollar bills there is these images of the presidents of United States of America, Babylon the Great, and this is not real money. These different currencies, the euro, the Japanese yen, the Turkish lira, the British pound, American dollar, the Swiss franc, Australian dollar, New Zealand dollar, this Canadian dollar, okay? These are not real money. These are just some pieces of paper which in this current system are being used as money, but they are actually in themselves not valuable at all. It's just based on this current system of today. And in the past, I've said that, as in the bills of United States dollars, is this presidents, past presidents of United States. I have said that in the euro there would be the picture of the European Central Bank, but this is actually incorrect. So I make this video also as a correction, because I've said it, I'm quite sure, in both languages, in Finnish and English videos. So it is not true. There is not the picture of the European Central Bank, but there is pictures of, well, we're going to see here. And it's actually quite interesting because this was information that was not, at least fresh on my mind, because I've heard about this Europa, this from Greek mythology, why also Europe is, well, we say Europe, and the currency is these euros. So it's because of one root is this Europa, so-called Princess Europa of Greek mythology. If it all came from that, I cannot say for 100%, but, or if the name Europe was already before this, when the mythology was being taught, I cannot say this, but I can say that even in this, what we're going to read, they're going to say that they use this Princess Europa for the inspiration for these new notes. So of course it's way off. The Bible says that it's the first of the 10 commandments, that we cannot have any other gods besides Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, that we worship. But why would you then use in a note on a piece of paper that is being used every single day, why would you have a picture of a false goddess, okay, Princess Europa, which is, these are all synonyms. You had the Astaroth, from whom Easter comes, then Semiramis, then Diana of Ephesus, then was it also Artiodytes, something like this in Greek, and Princess Europa. These are all synonyms. This all goes just to the woman worship. All these goddesses with different names, with different nations that was reverencing them. It actually all goes back to one source, which is a false god, false goddess, of course, a false belief system, which is the worship of woman, a woman goddess. They all have a same source, and in a larger scale, they go to the, you know, worshipping of false gods and false goddesses. So it's completely off. So here we're going to see um, okay, we're going to read. An independent banknote designer based in Berlin, Reinhold Gerstetter, was selected to refresh the design of the notes. And just today I was listening to the Camp of the Apostles of last week, where they was speaking that where they was speaking that Temanites, the Germans are actually the wisest of the Edomites. They even came with the name Federal Reserve. First it was supposed to be like Outreach Bill, something like this, the Outreach Bill, but then it was this German dude, the name slipped me, like Paul Wahlberg, something like this. He came up with the name Federal Reserve. It's like a more suitable name, more convenient name. So here also, and the European Central Bank is located in Germany, in Frankfurt, Germany, and Germany is actually the biggest economy of the European Union. So this just shows the, in the Bible it speaks about the wisdom of Teman. It's talking about the so-called Germans. So let's read. On the front of both series, so here we can see first the images, 5 euro note, 10 euro note, 20 euro note, 50, 100 and 200 euro notes, and the symbols that they have, this there's these bridges, always windows and doorways. Yeah, it's kind of windows. Yeah, just a moment. Yeah, exactly. What we see on the screen, like these are the windows and doorways. These are what is on the front side. Okay, windows and doorways. Okay, and in the back side there is bridges. I just had to get some notes to, check it out again. To refresh the memory of the bill. They symbolize the European spirit of openness and cooperation. They say the bridges on the back symbolize the communication between the people of Europe and between Europe and the rest of the world. Okay, and check this out. Like the first series, because these are concerning the new notes. Because there was a first batch of notes, first series, like a first model that they used, and this is the second model. Okay, like the first series, the New Europe series banknotes show architectural styles from various periods in Europe's history, but do not show any actual existing monuments or bridges. The styles are as follows. Okay, check this out. 5 euro classical, 10 euro Romanesque, 20 euro Gothic, the 50 euro Renaissance. Okay, so this Renaissance is the rebirth of the Edoms getting back into power. Okay, this is that little season that is talking about in Revelation chapter 20. Okay, 100 euro bill is Baroque and Rococo, and 200 euro bill or note is 19th century iron and glass architecture. Okay, so just a moment. Okay, so the first one was classical age or a classical antiquity between the 8th century BCE and the 6th century CE. Okay, so this is the time of the Greeks and the Romans. Of course, it didn't happen exactly at that point, but like it didn't start so early, because with the Greeks it was like or around 300, 400, 300 BCE. Let me check. Okay, so if we check here, ancient Greek, it says that was a northeastern Mediterranean civilization existing from the Greek Dark Ages for the 12th to 9th centuries BC, okay, before Yahushua, to the end of classical antiquity, circa 600 AD, after Yahushua, okay. But what I said, like 400, 300 BC, is pretty much accurate, because if you read here, most of these regions were officially unified only once for 13 years under Alexander the Great's empire from 336 to 323 BC. So this was the time that the Greek empire, was really booming. As it says here, all of these regions were unified. So this we can say like a very important point in the Greek history, the time of Alexander the Great. Okay, so this is what they want to show. The ancient Greece and the time of the Romans, the Greco-Roman. You see this Edomite structure, with these staples or these pillars that they always use. They use it even today in Finland. They use it with the White House. They use it with everything, man. You look at the White House, it has the very same pillars. Okay, because these are the Edomites, the basest of men. Okay, Daniel 4:17. The basest of men. So let me just go through these ages real fast. So the first one they want to show in that Euro note is the classical antiquity, and they went down like 300 AD, 350 AD. They was going down, and we Israelites started to come up. But what they wanted to show in that note is really the time of the Greco-Roman Empire, of their empire, this Edomite Empire. Okay, as we see here. Okay, €5 is the classical time. So let's get the next one. Okay, so the next one is Romanesque age. So it's from 1000 AD until the rise, or to the rise of the Gothic style in the 12th century. So this is actually the time of the Israelites, this Romanesque time. This is the time of, the Moors was ruling we Israelites. This was when Edom was in the caves, acting like animals. So even if you see here the €5 note, which was the classical time, you see these pillars, reminding us of this Greco-Roman architecture Esau uses today. But then you look at the €10 bill, or the symbol, you can see already it has more flavor. It's more round. It's a smoother. This is the style of Jake. Even in Finland with these castles, there is two castles that I especially like. One is Turku Castle. It's written Turku, and the other one is Olavinlinna. It's Olavinlinna. Olavinlinna, which those are my two favorite castles in Finland. Those are built by Jake. Those are from Jake origins, from Israelite origins, not from so-called Caucasians or Edomites, but from Israelites. Okay, and those are very old ones. The Turku Castle is from the 1300s, and the Olavinlinna, which is my favorite, I have to say, is from the around 1400s, maybe beginning of 15. But they have the blueprint of of Israelites. Okay, let me actually show them. Okay, this is the first one, which is the Turku Castle. So you see, it's very old, and this is built by Israelites. You can say this would be like the Gothic style, if I'm not mistaken, as we're going to see in the next Euro note symbol. This would be more like the Gothic style from the 1300s. This from Israelites. This. So you see this round in the side, like how it bends, it goes round, like in a circle fashion. Okay, and then I show the next one, which is my favorite, I have to say, which is Savonlinna, Oravinlinna. As you can see, also the environment is very beautiful. You have the lake, and you see how it is. This is like round. You don't see the pillars of the Edomite castles. You see, it's just very smooth, this castle. And I've visited there many times. I've been there, and even from young age. Yeah, because my maternal grandmother used to live in this city, and we went there so often, and I saw this place so often, man. And they even to this day they use it for like operas, and they even have had boxing matches in there. But hey, I really like this castle, and you can see this is from Israelite design. This is not from Edomite design. You see even the area is just very beautiful. Okay, so let's continue. So the next one, because as we see, they go in a time stamp. You see, and this video I'm going to title this a closer look at the Euro notes, because I'm actually at the moment learning stuff myself as well. You know, the 5 euro note is the first one. This is the Greco-Roman area. This is like from 300 BC to 200, 300 AD. Okay, then the second, the 10 euro bill, is the time of the Romanesque from the what was it? Okay, from approximately 1000 AD until to the rise of the Gothic style of the 12th century. Okay, and then we go to the next, which is the 20 euro bill, which is the Gothic style. And as you can see, this reminds a little bit of the Turun linna, Turku linna, which this is a time also of the Israelites. You know, at least the beginning stages of it. So we're going to see is the Gothic one, then the Renaissance, which comes after Gothism, or the Gothic age. After that you have the Baroque and Rococo, and after that you have the 19th century iron and glass architecture in the 200 bill. So they go in times, from oldest to the newest, and I didn't notice, okay? And here you see the different, also, you know, putting together the different time periods of Europe. And so lucky I'm not getting that many scriptures. I have one in mind, which I'm going to pull at the end, but just want to go through this information. So the next one is the Gothic age. So let's see. So the Gothic or the Gothic architecture, okay, is an architectural style that was prevalent in Europe from the late 12th to the 16th century, okay? So from the 1100s to the 1500s, and it was replaced by the Renaissance age, the Renaissance art. Okay? And if you, yeah, and if you, okay. The Turun linna, Turku linna, Turku castle, it reminds a little bit of this kind of structure, this Gothic style, and it fits to the time period because it was, you know, built in the 1300s, and this is the time period that fits it, okay, the Gothic age. Okay, so let's move on. So the next one is the 50 euro bill. Okay, so this 20 was Gothic, and the 50 euro bill is the Renaissance, okay, the Renaissance period. Okay, and these following, you know, will have no source again. You see even the 100 euro bill, which is the time Baroque and Rococo, you see this is, you again have the pillars, because this is the time that ESO was back in power. Okay, and the 200, which is 19th century iron and glass architecture, this is also from ESO. Of course, mainly because, of course, even these, they getting influence from Jake, but what really is the pattern of ESO is these pillars, putting these damn figures everywhere. They just get inspired. They just love it, love them figures. You know, it's their trademark. But yeah, let's look at the Renaissance age. Okay, Renaissance age, they say, is from the 14th to the 17th century. So from 1300s to to the 1600s. Okay, and this is the time periods that Esau came back to power. Okay, okay, the 1300s, starting from 1300s, getting more strong in the 1400s, and mainly in the end of the 1400s. You know, with King Ferdinand, Queen Isabella, Christopher Columbus, and these figures. You know, and then getting more and more established in the 1500s. But even then, still, because transitions, they take time, they don't happen in a snap of the fingers. Even then, you have the 1611 King James Bible. King James was an Israelite, you know, a so-called black man. So the change didn't happen in a snap of fingers. Okay, so next one is the Baroque and Rococo. Let me just copy this. Okay, and in this Baroque and Rococo, you can see it had these pillars again, and yeah, it says 18th century artistic movement and style. Okay, so in the 1700s, after Renaissance. Okay, and this has the fingerprints of Esau Edom all over it. You see again these pillars. This all you need. These damn pillars. Look at them pillars. You see two pillars there in the middle. Okay. Again, what do we see? These pillars. These pillars are something. Hey, I will show this even the principal church of Finland. You know, the Helsinki Cathedral Church. Just a moment. Okay, this is the Helsingin Tuomiokirkko in Finnish. I believe in English is Helsinki Cathedral Church. Look at what you see again. These pillars. This is the sign of Esau Edom, the so-called Caucasians. This is how they, man, it's so tasteless. These damn pillars, man, everywhere. So let's see, when was this, the Helsinki Cathedral, when was this built? Was built from 1830 to 1852 as a tribute to the Grand Duke of Finland, Tsar Nicholas, which would be a Russian, yeah, because Finland was previously under Russia. Yeah, before under Sweden, then under Russia, and after that gaining so-called independence. It is a major landmark of the city of Helsinki, is the capital city of Finland, and one of the most famous historical structures in Finland as a whole when viewed globally. Okay, so this is the thing. This Edomite structure, all up in it. Okay, so from 1830 to 1852, which according to the timeline could go with the Baroque and Rococo age. Yes, maybe. Okay, as it says that it's the 18th century, so yeah, it would be pretty late. Maybe it would be better fitting to the glass and iron age, but it is don't always go, let's say, to a T. Okay, yes, from the Rococo is more like from the 1700s. Okay, so let's look at the Baroque age. Baroque age. Okay, so it's from the early 17th century until the 1750s. Okay, so this would be before. This would be just after Renaissance. Yeah, from 1600 to 1750s. Okay, yeah, and after that you would have the Rococo age, and after that you would have the glass and iron age. So let's look. Yeah, in the 100 euro bill you have Baroque and Rococo. As we can see, we have these pillars again, this Edomite age and 19th century iron and glass architecture. So we already see the time period, which is the 19th century, but let's check it again, which is this one. Okay, and they also call it cast iron architecture. Okay, and by the mid 19th century, it was common as a structural material, and sometimes for entire buildings, and particularly for elaborately patterned architectural elements such as fences and balconies, until it fell out of fashion after 1900 as a decorative material and was replaced by modern steel and concrete for structural purposes. Okay. Spal in Marianske Latsne, this would be in Hungary, I think. I'll check. Where is it? In Czech Republic. Yeah. So, cast iron architecture, also known as 19th century iron and glass architecture. It seems to me that they are synonyms anyway. This cast iron architecture and 19th century iron and glass architecture. So let's look a little bit. You can see. Yeah. Yep. Okay. So we went through all of these, showing the different time periods of Europe, and how you can see the difference between the times that Israelites was ruling and the Edomites was ruling Europe. Okay. As the first one is Edomite rulership, the next one is Israelite. This Gothic age also would be Israelite, and this 50 euro bill, which would be the Renaissance age, is the Edomites. As we can see, these pillars here also. And the 100 euro bill is Baroque and Rococo, also Edomite age, and the glass and iron architecture of also Edomite age. Okay, so this is a closer note to the euro, closer look at the euro notes. So I want to go into one thing real fast. Okay, I just want to get this real quick. So this is current banknotes, then it says the first series, and then we're going to go to the Europa series, which is the second series. The second series, also known as the Europa series, was developed to make Euro banknotes more secure against counterfeiting and more durable. We don't need to read that. Okay, we go here. It is called the Europa series because two of the security features contain a portrait of Princess Europa. This figure from Greek mythology provides a visible link to the continent of Europe and also adds a human touch to banknotes. Why would you mix these false goddesses, false entities like Greek mythology, if you would be a, so-called God-fearing, upright people? This wouldn't come into question. Showing the wicked are in rulership. Job chapter 9 verse 24. So let's look at the Europa series banknotes. So this is all of them. These are the modern ones. Okay, so you can see the 5 euro note with the classical age art. You see the 10 euro note with the Romanesque art. You see the 20 euro note with the Gothic age art. You see the 50 euro note with the Renaissance age art. You see the 100 euro note with the Baroque and Rococo age art, and you see the 200 euro note with the 19th century glass and iron architecture style. So, and this is the Princess Europa, which you can see. So like in the Senate, right, or in in the right side of the note. You see here, under the 200, you see it. Under here also the 50, you see it. Under the 20, under the 10, under the 100. Okay, under the 5. Over there you see it, it's very small, it's kind of blurry, but you can see it. Here you can see it maybe best. So I guess hard to control this. Yeah, here you can see it maybe best. Under 100 you see this Princess Europa. Okay. So what is the point of this lesson? This is not real money, man. And here you can see the old series, which are quite similar, but they don't have the Princess Europa from Greek mythology. Okay, on the left is the old series, and on the right is the new so-called Europa series. Okay. Here you can see it again, Princess Europa. Okay, on the note, see it right there. Okay, so showing these people ruling are not for the truth, and also showing that this is not real money. This is not valuable. This is some bullshit. Let's read it. This is the scripture, man. Genesis chapter 13 from verse 1 until 3. And Abram went out of Egypt, he and his wife and all that he had, and Lot with him into the south. Okay, and Abram's name was changed to Abraham. Okay, and Abram was very rich. Okay, this is the first time it mentions the word rich in the scriptures. Why was Abraham rich? He was very rich in cattle, in silver, and in gold. So this is the real money. That you have cattle, that you have silver, that you have gold, and of course that also you have land, and you have servants. You know, you have a own residence, a own, house, mansion. This is riches, not some paper notes. Okay. And Abram was very rich in cattle, in silver, and in gold. Verse 3, and he went on his journeys from the south even to Bethel, unto the place where his tent had been at the beginning between Bethel and Hai. Okay, so let me read until 5, verse 4. Unto the place of the altar which he had made there at the first, and there Abram called on the name of Yahweh. And Lot also, which went with Abraham, or with Abram, Salakia, had flocks and herds and tents, insomuch that they actually had to split up at one point. Okay, because they both had so much, riches, flocks and herds and tents, own people, these servants, and gold, silver. This is real money, not some, some paper notes. Okay, Shalom.